As you begin to notice the way your thoughts shift, the way your perspective expands, the way your mind begins to open to new possibilities, you might start to wonder, what if it was always this simple? Because for so long, you've carried these ideas about who you should be, how you should act, what you must prove. But where did those rules come from? Who decided you had to hold yourself back, compare yourself, suppress yourself? Was it you? Or was it simply an old voice, an old echo, repeating in the back of your mind? And isn't it fascinating how the moment you begin to question a belief, the moment you truly examine it, it begins to lose its grip. Because maybe, just maybe, it was never about being better than anyone else. Maybe it was never about being the strongest, the toughest, the smartest, the most successful. Maybe it was always about something deeper, something more real, something that was there all along, just waiting for you to see it. And as you breathe now, deeply, naturally, effortlessly, you might begin to realise that you don't have to chase, you don't have to prove, you don't have to force. Because the moment you let go of the comparison, the pressure, the need to be something more, it's the moment you become everything you're always meant to be. And isn't that powerful? Because what happens when you stop trying to control, suppress, contain, and instead allow? Allow yourself to be fully present, fully engaged, fully alive. You might start to notice how the people who once intimidated you, they're just people. People with their own fears, their own struggles, their own insecurities, just like you. And the people you once judged, once looked down on, they're just people too. And when you strip away the labels, the comparisons, the illusions, what's left? Connection, understanding, a deeper, richer way of being. Because when you truly see people, not as competitors, not as threats, not as obstacles, but as fellow human beings, something shifts. And in that shift, you unlock something extraordinary. And isn't it amazing how the more you accept yourself, the more the world seems to accept you. How the moment you stop judging yourself, the judgments of others seems to fade. And as these realizations settle deeper and deeper into your unconscious mind, you might begin to wonder what else is possible. Because what if you didn't have to be trapped by old patterns? What if you could rewrite the story right now? What if you could step into a new reality? One where confidence is natural. One where connection is effortless. One where you're fully, unapologetically, undeniably you. As that truth sinks in, as your mind absorbs it, as your body feels it, you might find yourself smiling because something inside you already knows it's time. Time to let go of the past. Time to embrace the present. Time to move forward. Not with force, not with struggle, but with ease, with certainty, with absolute unshakable clarity. Because this is your life. And you're ready to live it fully, completely, without hesitation. And isn't that exciting? Isn't it interesting how the mind, your mind, begins to shift, effortlessly, naturally, as if something deep inside always knew it was time for a change? Because for so long, you followed the rules. Rules you didn't create. Rules that told you to be tougher, stronger, faster. Rules that told you to hide, to suppress, to prove something. But who made those rules? And more importantly, why did you ever believe them? And now, as you allow yourself to wonder, was there ever anything to prove? Because maybe the real power was never in pretending to be strong, but in realizing that you always were. And isn't it fascinating how the moment you stop resisting emotions, the moment you stop shutting down, is the moment you start to truly feel alive. Because what happens when you stop fighting yourself? When you stop running? When you stop proving? What happens when you let go? The more you let go, the further you go. Isn't that freeing? Because if all you know is you know nothing, then isn't that the most powerful belief of all? The belief that there's always more to learn. That every moment, every experience, every connection is a chance to grow. When you embrace that, when you truly embrace that, something inside shifts. You stop overthinking. You stop racing ahead. You stop drowning in thoughts that never needed to be there in the first place. Instead, you listen, you feel, you connect, you become present. Because wasn't it always about presence? Wasn't it always about being here, fully, completely in this moment? And as you step into this presence, you begin to notice something remarkable. The people who once intimidated you, they were never giants. The people who once envied, they were never ahead of you. The people that you once judged, they were never beneath you. Because when you truly see these people, not through the lens of comparison, but through the lens of connection, everything changes. Because isn't it true that people, they don't remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel. And now, knowing this, how do you choose to make people feel? Because when you shift the energy that you bring into the world shifts with you. Isn't that the greatest power of all? The power to hold your reality so fully, so completely, so unshakably, that others begin to feel it too. Because the stronger you commit to your truth, the more the world bends to meet it. And now, as this realization settles, as it locks in deeper and deeper into the unconscious, you might find yourself smiling because something inside you already knows. It's time to release, to accept, to grow, to play, to truly live. And isn't that exciting?